Hello, everybody. My name is Marv Klassen-Landis, and I love to write poetry and like to make up stories and tell stories. And I also like to do photography. And I like to do theater. And a particular kind of theater I like to do is kind of a theatrical version of poetry. I like to take short poems and add movements that seem to go with the words. I zip down the hill on my bright red sled. When I hit a bump, the sled overturns. And now one thing I really like to do sometimes is after we figure out movements to do in a poem, then just do the movements without the words. It becomes a dance. Often I just think of what kind of movement could fit this line of poetry. And I've done a lot of work with children where they write a poem and then we make it into a performance. And sometimes we do just simple motions like we did here, or it might become more of a dance, or we might even sing something we've written and add movement to it. And that's a lot of what I do with theater, and especially with children, is just try out different things. It's like a science experiment. Well, let's try this. Does it work? No, not really. Let's try another one. And then just put it together into performance. A lot of the inspiration I get comes from writing with other people. Reading somebody else's words often will give me a memory or an emotion or a thought. It'll just get me started. A lot of what I really encourage is people to kind of trust the process of writing or telling a story or doing art. When I think of a story, it's usually something happening and something changing, like there's beginning and a middle and an end. And usually there's a problem. I found that if you figure out a problem to try and solve, then that usually makes a good story. My advice is just really, really go with what you love. Read what you love to read. It'll change, but read what you love right now. And same thing with writing, drawing, performing. One thing that was really exciting for me was when I realized that they are imagining what I imagined when I wrote this, just like when I read a book. I'm imagining what they were imagining when they wrote it. That's my advice. Do what you love and share.